All right, so today we're diving into some RoleCatcher resources to get you prepped for a Textile Operations Manager interview,
That's right. We've got excerpts from the RoleCatcher Career Guide and Interview Guide.
specifically for Textile Operations Managers.
Yes, and we'll be pulling some questions from their interview questions repository and
We'll even take a look at how RoleCatcher's AI can help you.
become an interview superstar.
Exactly.
So much of interview success comes down to understanding what the hiring team is really looking for. It's not just about giving the right answers, it's about showcasing
Right.
your expertise and passion in a way that truly connects
I like that.
with the hiring team.
So before we get into those interview questions, let's just quickly set the stage.
Sure.
What exactly does a Textile Operations Manager do?
Well, you can think of them as the maestro of the whole textile production process.
Okay.
They orchestrate everything
Wow,
from sourcing the raw materials to delivering that finished product.
that's a lot.
It's about leading teams,
Right.
managing schedules, ensuring quality control, and even tackling those sustainability challenges that are so important these days.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a dynamic role with a lot of responsibility, but that also translates to some pretty attractive perks.
Like what?
Well, there's great potential for career growth
Okay.
and a good salary.
Huh.
But like with any high impact role,
Right.
it can come with long hours and the pressure to keep up with this constantly evolving industry.
I can imagine.
But that's where RoleCatcher's AI steps in.
Oh, tell me more.
So imagine their AI actually dives into the job description. It dissects it and
Oh.
gives you a tailored list of the exact skills this particular company is looking for.
Oh, that's cool.
Talk about a competitive edge.
It's like having a secret weapon
It is.
in your back pocket.
And it doesn't stop there.
Oh.
This AI can help you optimize your CV and resume so you can get past those applicant tracking systems, those digital gatekeepers that scan for keywords and relevant experience.
So you're not just another resume in the pile.
Exactly. You're making sure your application gets seen
Love that.
by the right people.
Okay, let's get down to business.
Right.
The interview questions.
Let's do it.
This is where RoleCatcher's resources and your preparation come together to create interview magic.
I like it.
Let's start with a classic. Can you tell us about your experience with textile production processes?
This is your chance to shine.
Okay.
You want to really showcase that you have a deep understanding of the entire textile manufacturing journey.
Right, so we're talking...
Think about all the stages, like spinning, weaving, dyeing, finishing, all of those crucial stages.
Okay.
But don't just list them off like a textbook.
Right.
Share specific examples
Okay.
from your experience. Connect them to the types of machinery you've actually worked with.
So, for example...
Maybe you spearheaded a project where you introduced a new weaving technique or streamlined the dyeing process
Interesting.
for a specific type of fabric.
I see.
Those are the kind of details that they'll be looking for.
So details really matter.
Absolutely.
Like, let's say you've worked with circular knitting machines.
Yes.
Or have experience with different types of dyes.
Uh-huh.
This is the time to really shine.
It is.
Don't be afraid to get a little technical.
Yes, but make sure you can explain those technical details.
Yeah.
So everyone's on the same page.
So it's not just about knowing the jargon. You have to be able to communicate it effectively.
Exactly.
And here's another thought.
Right.
Do some digging into the company's production processes beforehand.
That's such a good tip.
If you can weave your experience into their specific needs and challenges, it shows you've done your homework.
It does.
And that you're genuinely interested.
So it's initiative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Okay, next up. How have you managed production schedules and timelines in your previous roles?
This one's all about showcasing those organizational superpowers.
And your ability to deliver on time every time. Exactly. It's about proving you can handle the pressure of a fast-paced production environment.
Okay, so what kind of example could you share for this?
Well, think about a time when you successfully juggled multiple projects or dealt with unexpected delays, or even had to make some tough decisions to keep everything on track.
Like what?
Did you implement a new scheduling system?
Oh, interesting.
Or reorganize the workflow to boost efficiency?
Okay.
These are the kind of things that will make them sit up and take notice.
So don't just tell them, show them.
Right.
Instead of saying, I improved production timelines, quantify it. Say something like, I implemented a new production tracking system
Yes.
that reduced lead times by 15%.
I love it.
That's the kind of concrete achievement that really resonates.
It's about showing them the impact you've made.
Okay, next question. How have you implemented quality control measures in your previous roles?
This is where you get to highlight your dedication.
To producing?
To producing top-notch products.
Absolutely.
You know, quality is key in this industry.
So how do we approach this question?
I would say think about your approach to quality as a whole.
All right.
Have you introduced new inspection procedures? Developed training programs for your team? Or maybe you implemented a system for tracking and analyzing defects.
Interesting.
Which then led to process improvement.
So it's not just about reacting to problems.
It's about preventing them.
Exactly. Being proactive.
Exactly. And again, specific examples are your best friend.
Right.
Did your new quality control initiative reduce defect rates by a certain percentage? Did it improve customer satisfaction? Quantify that impact?
I make it real.
Ooh. All right. Are you ready for a challenging one?
Bring it on.
Okay, here it is. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a production issue?
Okay, this is a good one.
It is, because it allows you to show off those problem-solving skills.
And your ability to think on your feet.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to really dive into the nitty-gritty here.
What do you mean?
Describe the steps you took to diagnose it. The different solutions you considered.
Okay.
And then, of course, the ultimate outcome.
Were there any, unexpected challenges you had to overcome?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to collaborate with other teams?
This is your chance to paint a picture of yourself as a resourceful and results-oriented leader.
And a great opportunity to highlight your technical knowledge.
Yes.
Maybe you had to troubleshoot a problem with a specific type of loom.
Right.
Or identify the root cause of a recurring dyeing issue.
The more specific you can be, the better.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit.
All right.
And talk about leadership style.
That's a key one.
How have you managed a team in the past?
This is all about showcasing your ability to inspire and motivate others.
Okay, so what should we focus on here?
I would say your approach to delegation feedback, conflict resolution, team building.
Okay.
Think of a specific situation where your leadership made a real difference.
Like, for instance?
Did you successfully coach a struggling team member?
Interesting.
Or did you implement a new communication strategy that actually improved team cohesion?
Okay.
Those are the kind of examples that will stand out.
So leadership isn't just about giving orders.
No, it's not.
It's about empowering your team
Exactly.
to do their best work.
And don't be shy about highlighting those soft skills.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
Things like communication empathy.
Right.
And building trust.
So
These are essential qualities for any successful
Textile Operations Manager.
You got it.
Okay, let's talk about a question that can be a bit tricky.
Okay, let's hear it.
Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision related to production?
Yes. This is where you demonstrate your ability to think critically, weigh different options, and make those tough calls under pressure.
So how do we approach this one?
I think the key is to show that you're not afraid to make those tough decisions.
Right.
But that you do so in a thoughtful and informed way.
So walk them through your decision-making process.
Exactly.
Like, what factors did you consider? Who did you consult with?
How did you weigh those potential risks and rewards?
And even if the outcome wasn't perfect.
Right.
Focus on what you learned from the experience.
Absolutely.
And how you've grown as a decision maker.
It's all about continuous improvement.
Maybe you had to choose between delaying a production run to address a quality issue.
Yeah.
Or sticking to the original schedule to meet a client deadline.
It's a tough call.
How did you navigate that situation? What were the long-term implications of your choice?
Those are the kind of insights that demonstrate your maturity and judgment.
Okay, let's dive into sustainability,
Right.
which is becoming increasingly important in the textile industry.
Yes, definitely.
The question, how have you implemented sustainability initiatives in your previous roles? Gives you a chance to really showcase your commitment to environmentally
and socially responsible practice. Now, even if you haven't led large-scale sustainability initiatives,
right?
Think about those smaller steps you've taken.
Exactly.
Maybe you've reduced waste by implementing a new fabric cutting process or sourced materials from suppliers with ethical and sustainable practices.
Those are great examples.
It's all about showing that you're thinking about the bigger picture.
Absolutely. Yeah. And don't underestimate those small steps. You know, even those little things can add up to
a big impact.
Exactly. And it shows that you're not just following trends, but you're actively looking for ways to make a positive impact.
And speaking of impact, our next question focuses on managing resources effectively.
Right.
So how would you answer this one? How have you managed budgets and financial resources in your previous roles?
This is all about showcasing those financial smarts.
Uh-huh. That financial acumen?
Exactly. You want to show that you understand the bottom line.
Okay. So any examples that come to mind?
Well, have you ever negotiated a really favorable contract
Interesting.
with a supplier
Okay.
or implemented cost-saving measures without having to sacrifice quality?
Right. Because quality is still key.
Absolutely. Or maybe you successfully managed a budget for a major project
Okay.
and came in under budget
Wow.
and ahead of schedule.
That's impressive.
It is. And again, it's all about those specifics.
Yeah. So instead of just saying, I managed a budget,
Uh-huh.
tell them about a time when you actually identified a cost-saving opportunity.
Exactly.
Maybe switching to a more energy-efficient lighting system
That's a good one.
that reduce operational expenses by a certain percentage.
Numbers speak volumes.
They really do.
Okay, ready for our last question in this section?
Sure.
All right, so this one focuses on building and maintaining strong relationships.
Okay. Crucial skill.
The question is, how have you managed relationships with suppliers and vendors in your previous roles?
All right. So this one is about showcasing your communication skills,
Yes.
negotiation skills, and your understanding of collaboration.
Uh-huh. Have you ever had to resolve a conflict?
With a supplier or negotiated a better price for raw materials.
Right.
Or maybe you implemented a system for tracking and evaluating supplier performance.
So it's really about being strategic.
It is. It's about showing that you can build those strong, mutually beneficial relationships with suppliers that actually contribute to the overall success
of the cause.
of the organization.
So think about a time when you had to work closely with a supplier to overcome a challenge.
How did you communicate effectively? How did you make sure that both parties felt good about the outcome?
So those kind of stories really paint a picture of you as a
collaborative and results-oriented leader.
Someone who understands the importance of those strong partnerships.
Absolutely.
Now remember, while these questions give you a great foundation, the key is to tailor your responses to the specific company. And
because every company is different.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI really comes in handy.
Oh, tell me more.
It can actually analyze that job description.
Okay.
And highlight those key skills and experiences that are most relevant to this particular opportunity.
It's like having a personal stylist.
I love that.
For your interview answers.
Okay. Let's switch gears a bit.
All right.
Let's talk about some career insights.
Sure.
If you're serious about becoming a Textile Operations Manager, a solid educational foundation is a great place to start.
Yes, it is.
A degree in something like industrial engineering, operations management, supply chain management, or even textile engineering.
Those are all great options.
Can give you that technical knowledge and problem-solving skills you'll need
to succeed in this role.
And certifications can add another layer of credibility.
Definitely.
Think about certifications like the Certified Supply Chain Professional.
Okay, the CSCP.
Exactly. Yeah, Certified in Production in Inventory Management.
The CPI.
Right. Six Sigma or Project Management Professional.
The PMP.
These certifications demonstrate a real commitment to professional development.
Yes.
And your mastery of those key industry concepts.
And as you progress in your career, you'll want to stay ahead of the curve by keeping up with the latest industry trends and technologies.
That's right.
So things like subscribing to industry publications, attending conferences, networking with other professionals.
All great ways to stay informed.
And expand that knowledge base.
So let's talk about advancement opportunities.
Okay.
As a Textile Operations Manager, you could potentially move up to roles like production manager, plant manager, or even director of operations.
Wow. Those are some exciting opportunities.
And the textile industry is constantly evolving.
Yes, it is.
With new technologies and innovations emerging all the time.
Right.
This means there's going to be a growing need for skilled leaders.
I can see that.
Who can drive change and navigate those challenges of the future.
That makes a lot of sense.
So how can RoleCatcher help you on this exciting journey?
That's a great question.
Well, beyond the AI-powered interview practice we've already talked about, RoleCatcher has a wealth of resources.
Yes, they do.
Specifically for textile operations managers.
Like what?
Well, their career guide provides really in-depth information on typical career paths, salary expectations, and key skills needed at each stage of your career.
That's really helpful.
And you can also access their interview guide, which is packed with tips and strategies for acing your interviews.
So much good stuff.
And here's a really cool feature.
All right.
RoleCatcher's network management tool allows you to connect with other professionals
so valuable
in your field, expanding your network and potentially even opening doors to new opportunities.
That's amazing.
So as we move into the final part of our deep dive, we'll take a closer look at how RoleCatcher's AI can help you.
All right.
Fine-tune those responses.
All right.
Practice your delivery. And ultimately make a killer impression.
I like it.
During your Textile Operations Manager interview.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're back.
We are. And, you know, we've talked about all those key questions and career insights.
Right, for those aspiring Textile Operations Managers.
Yes, and now it's time to really unleash the power of RoleCatcher's AI.
Okay, how do we do that?
So remember all those practice questions we discussed? Well, RoleCatcher doesn't just leave you hanging with those. Its AI dives into your responses. And gives you incredibly personalized feedback.
It's like having an interview coach in your pocket.
It really is. Like you type in your answers and the AI just analyzes them and gives you pointers.
On what?
On things like clarity, conciseness, even how well you're hitting those crucial keywords.
Oh yeah, those keywords are so important.
They are. The company is looking for those.
So it's really helping you tailor your answers to the specific company.
Exactly. It goes beyond just a simple grammar check.
Oh, really? It
looks at the substance of your answers.
Wow.
It makes sure you're highlighting the right skills and experiences for that particular job.
It's like a brainstorming partner that's obsessed with making you shine.
And you know what?
Right.
It can even suggest alternative wording or better examples.
So it's actually helping you improve your answers.
It is making those answers sing.
I love that.
And there's more.
Okay, what else?
They have this video practice feature.
No way.
Yes, you can actually record yourself answering questions.
Okay.
And the AI will analyze your video too.
It's like having a Hollywood director giving you notes on your performance.
It is. It picks up on things like your body language, your tone of voice, even your eye contact.
Wow.
It gives you tips on how to really project confidence.
That I've got this confidence.
This professionalism.
This is so valuable because sometimes we don't even realize how we're coming across.
Exactly. We have these blind spots.
Yeah.
And the AI can catch those subtle cues that might be holding us back.
And it helps you polish those presentation skills.
It does. And the more you practice with it, the more comfortable and prepared you'll feel.
Walking into that interview room.
Yes, you'll have your answers down pat.
Yeah, and you'll be ready to handle anything.
Any curveball.
They throw your way.
You got it.
So as you're preparing, remember the textile industry is on the move.
It is constantly changing.
Technology's changing, customer expectations are shifting, and sustainability.
Sustainability is key.
It's non-negotiable.
So as you're preparing for these interviews, think big. Think about how you can be a leader in driving positive change.
Like, how would you use automation to boost efficiency?
Yes, what sustainable practices would you champion?
How can you ensure the company stays ahead of the game in a global market?
These are those thought-provoking questions that really leave a lasting impression.
They show you're not just looking for a job.
You're thinking about the future of the industry.
Exactly.
And that's what sets you apart.
So where do we stand now?
Well, you're equipped with the knowledge, the strategies, and that incredible AI-powered support.
From RoleCatcher.
To absolutely crush that Textile Operations Manager interview.
You got it.
You understand the role, you've practiced those answers.
Yeah.
And you're ready to showcase your best self.
And I think that's what it's all about.
It is, but before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Right, I love a good final thought.
As you embark on this exciting career path, what kind of leader will you be?
That's a great question.
What's your vision for the future of textile manufacturing?
How will you make a positive impact?
On the industry and the world.
That's something to really ponder.
It is.
As you prepare for your big day, good luck.
You got this.